Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, you don't need to know me, because we're about to cover something bigger than my channel, bigger than your channel, bigger than Mr. Beast, Charlie Moist Critical, bigger than everybody. We're covering a topic that's quite serious today. YouTube is missing something. I've been thinking about this for a long time now, right? But for about as long as I can remember, which to be honest isn't that far back, I remember YouTube being a place where one could post just about anything that they wanted, right? Like the front page, it frolicked with, you know, Charlie the Unicorn, snowboarding videos for some reason, and any other machination of grotesque horror that can come out of the human mind. It was really a great place to be, honestly. But today, if we want to go on to YouTube today, well, now you gotta sign into an account, make your own channel, you little star. Then, like every other social media platform in the world, you get asked a gazillion questions about information you probably didn't need to let Google know about. After that, choose a name. No, choose a different name. That's taken. Okay, take a different name. Try something gibberish, like Tomska or Markiplier. Wait, no, both of those names, you're trying to tell me both of those names are taken and are also huge names already? Fuck, man, I'm already getting caught up on the names. Alright, let's just skip all that and go straight to the front page like some NPC that doesn't know how to use a website would do. Oh, look, another Mr. Beast video. Great.
Good boy.
Okay, here, see, that's cool, alright? A 4-hour discussion about why sodomy was a good thing in Holy Roman Wars. See, that might be interesting. That's crazy. Used to be only the best and greatest creators on the platform would make it to the front page, or even the recommended sidebar when you're watching a video, since it would be those videos that garner the most landing page traffic and website traffic for YouTube. But now, YouTube is apparently doing a thing where if you say the right magic words to the right magic people, you'll wake up one day and find that your videos aren't consistently flopping anymore. Now, I don't believe in any of that hokey algorithm crap though, so we're going to press on to the real issue. What really ruined YouTube? Or rather, who ruined YouTube? YouTube has become different nowadays, has it not? Advertisers rule the platform with an almost Black Mirror style vibe to everything, and every video or channel you come across is now some sort of advertiser. It's all the same bland, boring, repeated content that's been done over and over again by Instagram pages that you look at while you're on the toilet. It's all old news, and nothing really seems to be fun anymore aside from people like Whistling Diesel fucking up a Ferrari. But even then, we called that entertainment? Was this the whole goal? Like the entire time when that guy who made like the YouTube video, like the first ever one, like My Day at the Zoo, when that guy made a deal with Google and did some seance with the interdimensional, you know, demon time-traveling elves that work at Google, did they have some sort of future guider tell them that, like, at some point, some dude was going to jump out of a fucking plane and start a national forest fire for YouTube views? Or some other chucklehead would blow up his own Ferrari and start a Waco 2.0 in Texas? Or that FouseyTube, a locally hated individual, would somehow garner a shed of light of fame for 20-some years, and somehow that wouldn't have an effect on his mental health, or anyone's rather. The problem isn't necessarily with YouTube stardom, though, right? It's how we treat them. It's the problem with how we treat them. Honestly, guys, that's been the whole point of the video. I'm just bullshitting you. Could you imagine if I said that shit? In reality, though, rich people do indeed have quite a bit of money left aside for anything, including mental health therapy. It's just a question of whether or not they would commit to it, or have a proper diagnosis made, or even have a properly scheduled therapy plan. And it's all because they're either too proud of themselves or find therapy as a poor people hobby. And I shit you not, I would say something else, but that's the state of the world that we're in today. You don't believe me? Dude, just look at Elon Musk's Twitter profile compared to Zuck's. I mean, yeah, they're both terrible, but I mean, at least Zuck went to therapy. I mean, you know, he kind of came out okay on the other side. Not really, he acts like a robot, but I mean, that's what hard drugs do to you. Rich people therapy is hard drugs. So why did this happen? Not the Zuck thing, but the YouTube thing. Was it because that we as a society as a whole, or at least in more Western-centric cultures, have we decided that the more depraved and truly disconnected that we get from reality, the more interesting someone's life may become? No. It couldn't be an us problem, could it? It's those bastards that get all the money every day from making YouTube videos, and it's the people who make the videos, right? It's them. It's not us. Well, let's take a look at a couple of different videos here, because that's what YouTube really is, right? It's just ripping off other people's content and then calling that shit your own content, right? Hey everyone, this is Ben here. I'm here to teach you about these 3 videos, all while we're inside a video already. I don't know why the fuck I decided to make it like this, but here we go. First up, the entire history of YouTube, I guess, by creator Brian. This one was funny, so it goes first. Next, this new guy just made this video like last week. Would you believe me if I told you I've been trying to make this same kind of video for like a month now? The nip slip, Well, it's already got 2.3 million views, so you better finish this shit up quick, me. Finally, for further explanation before you all get butthurt when I start shit-talking you guys, Tom Scott's explanation of why the algorithm will always be a mystery. Because truly, if you remain ignorant, you won't know what the fuck is up, and everything will remain a mystery. So of course things will remain that way. Who'd have think that? Alright, back to the video. Okay, so those 3 videos explain a lot of what I'm going to cover here. Honestly, this is more of an introductory piece for those of you that decided, for some reason, 20 years into a website's creation, that just now is a good time to start making content for the website. Regardless, here's some interesting numbers I got from techjury.com. I don't know if that's a verifiable site or not. I didn't really care to look. Either way, this is some information that may or may not dishearten you from doing that already. Let's take a look here. YouTube, at one point in time, was recorded to reach upwards of 3.7 million uploads in one day. That's just one day. On top of that, users are reported to have streamed 694,000 hours in 1 minute. Just for reference, stop this video, live to the age of 103 if you're 24 years old like I am. You will have the same amount of time of hours watched to YouTube as YouTube gets in 1 minute of every hour of every single day. YouTube has lived essentially an entire lifetime, 79 to 80 years, in one bout of 60 seconds. Pretty unbelievable, right? In what possible way do people really think that many people have watched that many videos? There's no way. There's no way that many people even exist, right? Here's the thing. YouTube, and in itself Google, are a pretty fucking huge deal nowadays. Google bought YouTube in 2006 for a staggering $1.9 billion. In 2006, right? So adjusted for inflation today, that's $2.86 billion that they scuffed out to pay them 3 chuckleheads for this whole entire platform. There was actually some discrepancy between who of the 3 founders got the money and where that was split within the company, right? But that's not my video to make. Anyways, these corpo chuckleheads at Google were just that, corpo chuckleheads. But they got a lot of money from a lot of different people because they're Google, and everyone that has a website on Earth pretty much is going through Google, whether they like it or not. But the internet isn't necessarily run by Google. It's run by your internet service provider, or a plethora of internet service providers for that matter. So anyone, including big balls Google, has to go pay out their services to the man. And the only way that Google, and more so YouTube, got any money was through website traffic and those advertisers and marketers, like I said. But those marketers wouldn't give out big money if the website wasn't getting big views, you feel me? So this has kind of been the running theme for YouTube, and I dare say most websites that require advertisement money. YouTube went full corpo to appease whoever gave them the most money, and advertisers started taking their pick of who was the best guy to push their schlop. And when you turn full corpo, like Howard Stern after he went to Sirius XM, you get a little pussy. You get a little soft. Now, meow all you want, but there's no denying that you can instantly see a switch in character from any YouTube or social media personality or shock jock when they get their first sponsor or contract with an agency. They stop fucking swearing. The memes stop flowing, the funny becomes unfunny. There's an edge that gets dulled when sponsors come into play, and it's all explained with one thing. Money, baby. The thing that makes the world go around, apparently. You know, that thing that we agreed to like years ago where we all said it'd be better than small community trading and that nobody would try to hoard all that wealth and make it impossible for future younger people to obtain any of that. Wait. Oh, you didn't ask for that? That's funny. I didn't either. I guess we'll both go back to smoking copium and, go back to our 9 to 5, huh? But anyways, that money bag we're all trying to make, well, YouTube and Google, really, already had that bag for marketers, advertisement agencies, and a bunch of shareholders, including the dude who made the Day at the Zoo video in the first bit there. Not to mention some ISPs like Verizon had their hands in the pie, or fingers. What's the word for that? What's the phrase? So now Google and YouTube could give out said big bag to any advertiser or any YouTuber, really, that could make them a quick view or a quick buck. And then they could put a pin on you and say, look at how many views this little trooper got us. Isn't he just a little trooper? And then give you a noogie or some shit. I don't know. The whole gist of YouTube at the time of 2006 and thereafter was arms race to get a shit ton of views by making original, kinda, or different content from others, or just copycat somebody entirely and lip sync it. Then exploit that new viewer audience as best as you can, repeating the process or even repeating the style of that video, then get sponsored or signed by an agency, then get exit scammed by said sponsor or agency company. There's some bullshit about AdSense and how that all ties in, and people started to monetize their channels without Chucklehead factories. I'll get to that later, but it's all one and the same, and it's all there in the Bible, bro. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, man. Go look it up. Here's some more interesting history. Did you know that the first ever video to reach 1 million views on YouTube was a fucking Nike ad? I shit you not. It was some bullshit advertisement with soccer or football, since I might have one guy from the UK in here.
You realize the rest of the world calls it football.
I don't care. I will say that the actual video itself was ripped off, and it was probably recorded by some guy just pointing the camera at a TV, which in today's standards is blatant copyright infringement, and Nike could potentially sue. But I just think it's funny the fact that this video, regardless of being blatantly ripped off or not, garnered 1 million views, and now a spider, these Google spiders that came out that like track for that shit just kind of ignored it. They're like, oh yeah, hey, it's an entire commercial. But yeah, fuck it, you get that bag, sonny. Or maybe they demonetize it. Does it really matter at this point? It's still fucking up. But check it out. Advertisers have been the king of YouTube before you even knew it, my friend. And money, like everything else in this world, corrupted the very few that made this website kind of good.
Oh, this is bad.
There are some diamonds in the rough still. Some new up-and-comers, yeah. But the main boomers sitting on the throne here on YouTube like to criticize without really criticizing, you know what I mean? So it's time to stop beating around the bush. This website is trash, everyone is a snake oil salesman, and you can't make it anywhere unless you know what the fuck is SEO. I have no idea what that is, by the way, which is why I keep getting told to stop swearing. I don't remember a single time when the word fuck was illegal. Are you mad that I'm saying fuck and your kid might hear it compared to when your drunken hubby comes home and wonders why the fuck Baby Shark is turned up so loud? But no, I'm the problem. Get off YouTube if you don't like it, commenters may say. Don't worry, I will. I just got some shit to say first. As a long-time viewer, I guess, first-time poster, or lurker, if you will, I have a lot of shit to say, actually, about a lot of fucking different people. Half of these chuckleheads that you see on this board right here are all owned by Disney, and I can prove it in a song. Oh... Could you imagine if I did that shit, dude? Could you imagine? That's why we're not doing this type of shit, man. This is why you like me. This is why you guys subscribe or whatever. Like, don't subscribe to this shit for real. No, let's take a look back at some of the big YouTubers of the day. Okay, we have Fred, Smosh, iJustine, Jenna Marbles, Ryan Higa, or just Higa because I'm not going to say that name. Ray William Johnson, too. Philip DeFranco, Hank Green, and a couple other players that are still around today started around this time, too. And this was all around 2004 or 2005. But in 2009, when they got huge, like when they got Jack, bro, in views and subscribers, these are all people who fell under the branches of big, huge marketing agencies known as multi-channel networks. Because again, after 2006, YouTube was just a playground for advertisers to run amok with any chucklehead that could garner a view. So I'm calling these multi-channel networks Chucklehead factories. Right? Makes sense. And I'm calling them from now on because I'm not going to call it a multi-channel network. It's not a network. There's no network going on. It's just a factory of chuckleheads. Hence the name. But anyways, think of Machinima or DeFi Media. They're the guys that made the Smosh movie, right? A chucklehead factory is where a group of rich dudes that happen to have channels with popularity already. They sign with you, the small guppy channel, right? Then they boost your views on their channel, which, you know, instantly gets you subscribers, right? Because they see your new shit, and also gives them new content. So it's a win-win, kind of. Didn't always really work out, though, and most of the time those big blockbuster channel networks would just go out and exit scam you. They'd really just take your stuff, use it for views, get all the money from it, and then leave. Exit scam. So, I mean, they exit scam everyone, including you. My poor little guppy. Now, this would detrimentally affect quite a few of the little guppy YouTubers that we know of today that were starting out in only the hundreds of thousands of subscribers. However, I'm going to argue that if you didn't sign with any of these Chucklehead factories to begin with, then we probably wouldn't know about you in the first place, because if you try to gain subscribers like how everybody else does or did then, we probably wouldn't have heard about you. Alright, so we went over a lot of different things just then, but I want to know a notorious exit scammer here. Only because they managed to somehow coax 60,000 different channels to fall under this fucking pyramid scheme. That's hilarious. Anyways, those guys are called Maker Studios. Now, I've been trying to get the whole scoop of Maker Studios that isn't just Ian Heckox talking about how fucking rich he got after the whole thing, but from my understanding, basically, Maker Studios was this thing that got created with Philip DeFranco in like 2009. It's basically a big place where all the biggest YouTubers got together and, you know, shared their wealth, so to speak. People would collaborate with each other, and that's where you would see like shit like Jenna Marbles on like Epic Rap Battles of History. Tons of names were signed with Maker Studios. Even Charlie Moist Critical at one time was signed with Maker Studios. PewDiePie at one time was signed with Maker Studios. But Maker started asking for a little bit more than what was originally asked for in the contract, right? So they're all like, hey, Ray William Johnson, my man, we love your Equals 3 channel. It's getting us a lot of views, man. Plus, the people you're showing in the videos are partnered under us.
And it's fucking impossible.
So that's like double money, honey. But, bro, can we have like 50% of all intellectual property rights? Can we have 50% of that? And, oh, dude, yeah, can we also get legacy rights too? So it's just like everything that you made before and everything that you'll make hereafter, that's all ours now. Because like in reality, you would have never been here without us, bro. Like, I'm sure you can understand. So Maker did that to like a shit ton of people. This was all because Maker Studios was actually trying to get channel rights and intellectual property rights so that they could bundle it all up and then sell it to a big actual channel network like Turner or Disney. In 2014, Maker Studios actually did manage to sell their company at $500 million to Disney, right? And this was after they signed on all the other gamers. So this is Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, JonTron, I'm pretty sure. God, I want to say Germa. Dude, buddy, basically, all of these guys that you see here, they're Disney princesses, whether you like it or not. Or, you know, they're MCU Marvel characters. You take your pick. Now, if you knew anything about anything that's on YouTube, you know that this is all old news. But what's new news is, the fact is, these Chuckleheads, all these Chucklehead factories, it was all planned, bro. At some point, marketing and advertising institutions across the globe started to take notice of this brand new video sharing fad. YouTube was a perfect way to get people who hate watching advertisements on their television to start subtly watching advertisements without knowing it on their computer or phone. Let's take a look back at the Nike ad, the first ever million-view milestone video. It proved right then and there that even if it was blatantly ripped off, it would still get millions of people to watch. And that was something powerful. And when rich people come across something very powerful, they don't really like keeping it to other people. You know what I mean? They like keeping it to themselves. And that's fine, right? Whatever, I guess. The problem with that is, though, when the internet comes around, that kind of makes anybody, right? So any fucking chucklehead with a camera can go pointing at their friend with a cactus and, you know, maybe make it big. Now, the views themselves are pointless without some sort of engagement or consistency. This is where the Chucklehead factory started to come into play. Marketers understood that while a view is great and does get attention either way, what gets people talking about a product even more is their opinion on it. Not only does commentary like that create more content for anybody, but anyone with a camera and a YouTube account can start feeling like they can make an opinion, and they will soon become prey to the next Chucklehead factory drama. coming to your For You page near you. And this is all because I simply wanted to be king shit for the week, simply because there's this idea out there that you still can. And for a while, that was quite an elusive dream to do. You know, make a video or even copy a format of a video or copy the topic of a video, talk about it, make your own twist about it, and then you make that shit a brand. But here's the reality check. Most of these reactionaries, I want to say, or other influencing people that you see here, even some of the small ones, have a marketing degree, or an advertising degree, or a public relations degree, or, God forbid, they might have a communications degree. Ooh. The funny thing is, you thought you didn't even need a bachelor's degree to become a YouTube star, did you? Well, guess again, buddy. It's all a business model. No video is made nowadays without some sort of monetary purpose. You don't just upload random funny clips that you and your friends did back in the day anymore. Not without some overextended content. And even then, shorter shit like that is better for TikTok or worse, YouTube Shorts. And how in the hell are you supposed to know any of this if you're just starting out, by the way? Well, if you know anything about marketing and advertising, like I sure didn't, but Google for this video, you'll start to realize every single video is made to make you watch. Crazy, right? Sounds so stupid and obvious that you didn't even need to say it. But what I mean here is, my video could have started and ended with you searching up the title, Who Ruined YouTube? Or maybe even it came up in your feed, right? You clicked on the video, I gave you an answer in 30 seconds, you click off the video. There you go, transaction done. You got what you needed, I got my view. But that whole interaction was essentially a Google search with extra steps and more people involved, and completely disregards and negates the entire point of you being on this website, a website of discussion, at all. Now, yes, you got your answer, good job, but did I ever get my chance to extend this topic 4 times longer than it needed to be, embed some weird video ad or sponsorship somewhere in the middle of there, and get you to engage in my video at all by liking, commenting, or watching all the way through? Well, no. And that's where we get these long-ass videos like we do today. Hell, that's why we have 10-minute videos for a tutorial of a 2-minute CPR session. That video wasn't there for you to learn CPR for free, and it's in fact sickening that you think someone poor like you or me even could try and learn information for free. No. We have to sit through these actual functioning members of society, okay, give out the video title, right? They need to put in a couple of self-placed advertisements, reiterate some points that essentially re-summarize the video title, and then we can get to the CPR, bro. Like, it honestly, it staggers me that you think you could try and, like, thieve your way into knowledge like that. That's just insane. Like, I'm making this video for you, the lowly viewer. I'm trying to tell you how to get through this website safe. I mean, sure, you might not click on a video or a comment link anymore that's someone pretending to be Donkey on a Donkey video saying, hey guys, check out my new Donkey website, and it's just, you know, malware. But I mean, God, now you kind of wish that that's what you got instead. When you click on a video title today, or any video on YouTube, the title is so fucking boring, bro. Like, it's always titled something like, I got something to tell you. And it's always just some guy sitting in front of a camera. The same format that's been on YouTube for 20 years. 30 if you count vlogging in general. Just some guy sitting in front of his camera, right? Or worse, now, some guy explaining his opinion over gameplay of a video game that he didn't even make. What? On top of all of that, this Labor Day weekend, come get your shit rocked at Bill Tire. After the ad roll that was implemented with that stupid little banner and that thing on the top right corner, after the big wave of advertisers came in like 2015, 16, 17, and they started making some bullshit like more educational videos, but somehow still allowed Spider-Man Elsa fuck videos. After all of that, you still gotta watch your favorite teenage YouTuber grow up and become a corporate fucking chucklehead. YouTube used to be the coolest thing when we were kids, man. At least to me. The stories, the laughs, the goofs and the gaffes that we all shared before advertisers came into play, it was genuinely surreal. I mean, I'm glad my younger self really ain't hearing myself say this, but I would honestly be a genuinely happy man to see Ray William Johnson on the front of a front page again. You know, I'd miss that shit. And I miss that feeling. I miss that feeling of old YouTube, that feeling of pioneering. Even if Ray William Johnson was a chucklehead for a little bit, he was still one of us. He was still one of the people that tried to make something entertaining. He was simply just trying to entertain his audience. And ultimately, that's what people like Mr. Beast, Andrew Tate, that's what they're all trying to do. They're just trying to entertain their audience and grab a bag. The problem nowadays, though, is that greed has kind of become the bag, and I don't know if that's really right. Before that, we all embarked on this brand new YouTube journey together. We didn't know what was going to be uploaded from one day to the next, and we really had a chance to make this website something incredible. We could have made it an amazing platform for genuine and true creators to really express how they felt about the topics going on in their world, or maybe even have a voice in what they wanted to say about certain things going on in YouTube in general. Instead, we got fucking Mr. Beast and Jake Paul. Who do we blame for this? Who could have known? Now, whoa. Back up there, Benny. Back up. What's your beef with Mr. Beast? All right, you've been hating on him a little bit for this whole video. Okay, like doesn't he give out doesn't he give out money to like charities that like we didn't even research or see if those are like terrorist organizations or whatever? Like, shouldn't we? Isn't he a good guy? Isn't he a good guy? Look, there's innately nothing wrong with what Mr. Beast or any of those weird give to the homeless for views people do, I guess. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing now or what he does today. It's just what he had to do to get there. And again, the problem isn't necessarily with Mr. Beast himself.
In your name.
It's actually quite hubris that his name is Mr. Beast, because he cut off the head of this beast.
Dodge this, you bastard!
And 7 more heads will pop up.
Ah, this is bad.
So there's really no change in nothing getting, trying to cancel or whatever, or trying to hate on him. You know what I mean? What I mean is, though, is that we as an audience, as an algorithm, like as a people here on YouTube, as a community, we want this new form of challenge-tainment, right? We want this new form of entertainment with some challenge behind it. There's some time limit. There's something high risk at stake, right? Like, think like Dude, What Would Happen, or Destroy, Build, Destroy. People want that high octane energy that has quite dire circumstances in place, such as Mr. Beast's Squid Games video, where $456,000 is at stake. Now, that's more money than most families get when the main breadwinner becomes vegetative after a car accident. So where the fuck is all this money coming from? Well, it was advertisers, it was sponsors, like every sponsored video that we've seen before, and it was the algorithm, otherwise known as us. There's also the AdSense program of YouTube too, but it's honestly like minimal compared to what Mr. Beast is making just with sponsorship. Not to mention that the algorithm and YouTube themselves kept pushing Mr. Beast in 2018 when they had this recommended for you type shit going on, and he was literally the new Ray William Johnson. Like, straight up. He would always be on that front page, just breaking abuse, boy. But considering the algorithm is just a culmination of what people like and want to see, only now appease more towards advertisers and marketing, guess who raked in most of the views at that time?
In your name.
To be completely honest with you all, I don't think I ever will have a good grasp on what makes who or what famous or not. Because, explain a guy like fucking Tim Chalamet. I know 6 friends. I have 6 friends that look exactly like him. Why is he famous? Dick-sucking competition? Hard work? Just because? What could explain it? Point is, nobody will really know why shit is the way that it is. We just happen to not look at ourselves enough in the mirror to assume that it's the next guy or even the other guy's problem. But there's an old saying here, maybe not so old, it's especially now since it's more geared towards gamers and when not to buy shitty DLC, but it applies here too. It's talk with your wallet, right? Or money or dinero, what have you. Talk with what you got, essentially. That's actually what those corporate chuckleheads teach you in Business 101. I actually wouldn't know because I never went to college. Essentially what I'm trying to tell you, the viewer, is that the algorithm, the shitty state of this website, the pedophilia, the sexual harassment, or really harassment of any channel that isn't a white male, the blatant advertisement sponsorships that we all choose to just watch through and then continue to watch that said person, it's all because of us, friends. Whether you like it or not. It's sad to say, really, but when you look at everything, and I mean everything, do you know what gets marketers excited the most? Comments. Analysts in marketing use your words in video comments all the fucking time to help them make better video. Their goal is to surf the web for people like you or me who don't necessarily want a YouTube channel. We're not interested. We just kind of are consumers, right? We just have a voice. That's really all we got. We don't got money. We're just voices. Then some spider or whatever, or some poor sucker that's getting paid pennies to the dollar takes all of our comments, takes all of our videos, groups them up into a trending kind of thing, kind of uses the same words, uses the same attitude, same opinions of things, and they culminate that all together, and that's what makes a new advertisement campaign. It's literally like, oh, okay, here. These people have a problem with something, let's go fix it, kind of. But it's not really fixing it, they're just trying to place their product in to create a solution. You know what I mean? So what you say in your comments on videos really does matter to some chucklehead somewhere. People on websites like 4chan know all about this already and like to skew the views, so to speak, and make shit like Mountain Dew retitle into the leader of the Third fucking Reich. But these movements are few and far between, mostly linked with racism or white supremacy, and are all around cringe attempts at the grander scope of what I'm trying to say. If you all, yes, all three of you watching this video right now, happen to start making a comment war about something like, let's say, laundry detergent, let's say about how great one certain laundry detergent can be, let's say Glad or some shit like that, then some spider from Glad, or the people who run ads for laundry detergents come through, check what you said, see if it was negative or positive, then those spiders mark your name for the next targeted ad about laundry detergent to roll in the next 2 to 4 weeks, give or take based on your last purchase history of the mentioned product. Also based on your Wi-Fi history, but that's some other spooky shit that I'm not going to talk about right now. Now, just 2 or 3 of you commenting probably wouldn't do much except get you your own laundry detergent ad the next time you watch a video or start up Hulu. But if 200 to 300 people made that same argument on like a Charlie video, buddy, you got yourself a free feedback room. Plus a couple of other opinions too. Comment sections are a cash cow for advertisers to get the next scoop on how their company should act next. What I was trying to say with that 4chan shit, though, is that these mass-made meme comments don't always have to be horrendously cringe or give you that gross, soft, weird chicken nugget vibe. We can make it cool. Or worse, we can even make advertisers freak the fuck out a little bit if we so choose. While engagement is seen as a common necessity for both parties of consumer and creator, the advertisement or third party only seeks to explode our good thoughts by putting a $sign on any and all opinions that they can. We can stop this in a couple of ways, right? I'm going to make a full proposal later on, but I suggest we should just genuinely stop commenting. For the sake of our own good. In reality, what good does a comment do anyways? If you're hurtful to the creator, you're an asshole who's bitter and your opinion doesn't matter. Meanwhile, if you uplift the creator, you're a simp douchebag and your opinion also doesn't matter. So what's the fucking point if nobody's gonna listen to you anyways? Just save the fucking typing for notes, bro. Come on. It might tank your favorite YouTuber's views a tad, but not nearly enough to make them want to stop making videos. These YouTubers really want their bag, and they'll have to just place another fucking Raid Shadow Legends sponsor to prove my main point even further. If their content is also that shitty it requires 2 different embedded ads, isn't it time you started evaluating what you watched and why? Which brings me back to my main point. These people do not create videos for you, or even themselves at this point. Which in my opinion is all because advertisers or advertiser personalities in general have completely bastardized the idea of video creation becoming a modern day art form. YouTube has become a complete disarray of negativity, shock drama, bullshit, and clickbait. You might think, if you're a little older than me, now wait a second, you little asshole, YouTube's always been this way. Buddy, I swear to God, you can leave that old ass opinion on fucking MySpace. YouTube could have been the very next Tumblr. It could have been a fucking thing, man. It could have been a thing where people, literally true and genuine creators, could have shared their voice on topics or different opinions about different things going on, not just with YouTube, right? But with their little corner of the world. What's going on with them? But instead, we are just like our boomer fucking chucklehead parents. We let the world walk right over us. We let the rich people brainwash us and convince us that one YouTube channel is better than all the others. Well, look, man, here's the real deal. They're all shit, man, and Tumblr is shit now too, yeah. But are you going on Tumblr for the same reason that you're going on YouTube? Are you gonna have a J.O. sesh watching H3H Productions? No. You're on here because you're watching Challenge-tainment or you're You're being succumbed by something, and most likely, nowadays, what I like to call the lipophobe effect.
Six people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
And do some deep,
I understand. What I'm telling you is
soul searching.
I should have put the cameras down.
In my opinion, stolen $620,000.
Very interested into hearing about your sex toy collection.
It's a good thing depression isn't real, because I would have been depressed. But
Lipofo. Lonely people like listening to people hanging out. Right? I've done it. You've done it. Your mom's done it while she's doing laundry and she's thinking about the fiance that she had before your dad. And man, we all get a little lonely sometimes. I get it. That's where podcasts really came into play around 2016, 2017. Podcasts, and further in 2020, video podcasts knocked out two birds with one stone, right? They made a longer video that people would want to watch through until the end because they're long and elaborate stories about some asshole going through the drive-thru. But you don't know that 20 minutes in, so you got to listen to the whole thing, all while at the same time your channel is producing new content that meets the amount of time required to get you a bigger bag for YouTube's new thing, which is making money off of time watched rather than views obtained. You feel me? This is why almost every fucking person on the planet, when it comes to YouTube, was switching from iTunes songs to 40 minutes long. You feel me? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done rhyming now. But all these advertisers had a new money cow. They're like, holy fuck, these idiots keep listening to bullshit for 40 minutes. Can we place like one or two or three of these AG1 ads in here somewhere? This thought process is exactly the goal of a podcast. So marketers like H3, Lex Friedman, Ty Lopez, who's this guy? Theo Von, Joe Rogan, all of them. All those guys could create a whole new content cycle that was essentially just one podcast episode after the next. These podcasts aren't, informational or really imperative to the grand scope of things by any means. But I would dare say it's worth mentioning because is this really the evolution of what we've gotten to? Have we really switched the plague of shitty content from instead of just one asshole telling you what to buy, it's several assholes now telling you what to buy? Unbelievable. And again, anyone knows all of this about YouTube. They know that the algorithm makes up the majority of what people watch, and that the algorithm is really only held up based on what people watch on a day-to-day basis. But there's this weird, almost smooth-brained opinion that the algorithm is this living, breathing beast that we all should fear or adhere to like it's some kind of god. Buddy, only Allah is God. Come on now. The problem is, though, that whoever created that rhetoric, maybe it's you, maybe it's me, I don't know. It was all just a message so that you could fear something that really is just the unknown. But this time, the unknown is just people. And people suck nowadays. You can't get past that. I had a guy in my state, like just this past year, that killed somebody, shot and killed somebody, because he was his neighbor was shoveling snow too close to his side, this guy's side of the street. Imagine. Now also imagine for a second that if I changed that word gun to the word bow and arrow in the year 2020 to the year 1020, would there really be any difference in what I said about them stories? Have people always been this way? I want to say naturally, yes, but I've only been around for like 24 years in this timeline. All I can say about this timeline is what I know about it. And all I know now is that it sucks. And now, you guys know it sucks too, based on my unwarranted opinion. YouTube, and who ruined YouTube, well, it's basically because of you. I'm sorry to say it, but it's me too. It's because of all of us. Look, saying this, it's kind of like a bad breakup, right? Where you both needed to get out of the situation, but you didn't because you were too comfortable with what you were with. You held on to that toxic negativity like it was love, and buddy, you made a fool of yourself. We've all been there, but I gotta tell you, it hurts the rest of us watching you act like a fool. And I hate to say it, friend, but we're all being manipulated right now. As consumers, as people, as YouTubers as a whole. The point of comment sections was not to invoke a level of hatred for one another, right? It was supposed to be for feedback and what you wanted for the next video. It wasn't supposed to be for some marketer to listen and go, then instantly and immediately go shove a 2-minute unskippable Grammarly ad up your ass. Like, guys, none of this shit was supposed to go up your ass, like at all. We got fucked up here. And this is the main problem. In most cases, even for marketeers, This would be the point in the video after I've described the problem, laid out the foundations of why things are the way that they are. Now would be probably a great time to either put in an advertisement or create some bullshit call to action. Which, if you don't know what a call to action is, let me help you. Okay, you guys ready for this? I put this all in italics. Subscribe down below, hitting the bell icon. Become part of the notification squad. Make sure to join my Discord. Facebook links you to my Amazon affiliate page, and my Amazon page links you to my LinkedIn. Get connected with me, all down below. So honestly, if you see one of these videos, or if you hear one of these buzzwords, just click off the fucking video, just immediately. But unfortunately, it's already probably too late for you. You're too invested in the video. The marketing worked, man. So now you gotta wait for this guy to shut up about this part, so we can get on to the interesting part, the end. What happens at the end? But then, like a true horror story, the creator of the video starts to say, find out what happens next in part 2, coming out next week. Then, the screen turns black, and the next video in your autoplay starts to play. Then the title fully reveals itself, because YouTube only allows like 20 characters for a title when it starts playing, but then after it's playing, it somehow plays the full title. It's total bullshit. But anyways, that title fully says, Booger Monster Found in Minnesota, Part 1. Are you fucking kidding me? Part fucking 1? You made an entire 45-minute long video about some booger monster and wherever the hell I just said. And you're telling me that for some reason you stretched it out even further. You couldn't even get to the end. There's more. Fuck. Man. No. We can't keep letting him get away with it. We have got to put a stop to this shit for our own good. Or every video from here on out will be some weird fucking idiocracy reiteration of the Backrooms iceberg. Now, while it would be funny to see some weird, made-up bullshit schizo entity get kicked in the nuts on every level, that's not value to me as a viewer. Or, you know, like how this video should be value to you, the viewer. I'm giving you value right now, motherfucker. But the people, they don't want that. They don't want some asshole in a suit telling you why the fuck you're doing shit wrong. No, they don't want that. Which is why I don't honestly expect much from this video in the first place. And again, I hope this will be my first and final video on here. But the people of YouTube, those that make up the algorithm, they want challenged TV. They want the Ferraris getting blown up. They want the semi-poor people doing real-life Squid Games. They want the national forest fire started off as a fucking stunt. The depraved people of our society share a much louder voice here on the internet. And that's sad to say, considering that viewers like you or me may want to watch something else completely different. In reality, I don't know who is to blame for who actually ruined YouTube, right? I actually tried doing this video 3 or 4 different fucking times with different conspiracy themes trying to connect the dots like you see behind me, but I didn't want to be mean off the bat and connect the main perpetrator to you guys. I know that what I said about some stuff and some people was a bit critical, but I meant it in the lightest of senses. I wanted to get this message out in the cleanest, best, and most personable way possible. To the broadest audience, too. And who else should be the voice of this method and idea other than the voice of a slightly deranged autistic man? Maybe you or I didn't ruin YouTube personally, right? But we definitely helped a little bit. Maybe the problem wasn't these rich assholes who had rich asshole money, or rich asshole Chucklehead factories, or even rich asshole Chucklehead college degrees. Sorry to those who are still struggling with college degrees. You know I'm not fucking talking about you. Maybe the problem was all of us. We decided who to make a wave for. You know, we decided which Chuckleheads to watch, who to comment on, who to subscribe to, like, dislike, who to share that bullshit to with our friends. And now I sound like a bitter hater here, but maybe, just maybe, we should give some of these guys the Benny treatment, right? Anybody? No? Let me set an example, okay? A few years back, I tried to consistently edit and upload highlight clips of my gaming commentary that I would get from my Twitch streams. Yeah, I know. But anyways, according to Chucklehead philosophy or gurus, I was filling in all the check marks. I'd been on YouTube for a while, I was uploading a lot, and again, consistently, all while having other sources of advertisement with social media marketing. Truly, minus the fan base or actual subscriber count, I kind of had it going for me to get sponsored at some point, if I ever gained traction. But the problem was, I was basically doing the same thing that everyone else, like Germa, Charlie, literally everyone else that games, that you can think of doing that type of shit back then, I was basically copying them. So when I tried to upload my videos to an algorithm that was kind of focused for that stuff already, did I ever get lucky with any kind of views? I never got noticed. But probably neither did thousands of other creators at the time who saw their only way out of doing something was doing what they loved. It didn't work out for them, maybe because they couldn't make the corporal cut, so maybe, just maybe, when a tried and true creator of the platform with an actual corporal cut does try to pull an actual fast one on us with some Chucklehead bullshit, you know, some embedded ad, something dedicated to NordVPN, maybe give them the 30 views for 20 plus hours of editing work, huh? Maybe? Huh? Alright. But no, for real, hear me out. How many original creators that are genuinely just making videos or sole purpose of their content is trying to entertain their audience, how many of those entertainers and artists are struggling to even break the 100 subscriber count? Meanwhile, how many different iceberg fuckers do you see with the 100,000 subscribers? And is it just because they all want to be Wendigoon? But you get what I'm saying though? Channels like me, we probably won't ever be able to see the light of a sponsorship, let alone anybody trying to give us some fucking money for our creations. Hell no. But when you leave the power of what the advertisers want to you guys, the commenters, the viewers, then you have a chance to talk with your fucking wallets, you lucky ducks. We can actually use our voices here to sway the tides of these big corporal assholes to practically promote whoever we so choose. However, if for some reason a big business decides that swearing is now allowed, then Pepsi, you know where to fucking find me. And I'll be doing that Kendall Jenner ad lickety split. You know how it goes. Whew. Alright folks, my voice is getting very tired, and I think at this point I've decided that I hate you all. But I also love you all, so thank you for watching my video. This was bullshit. Goodbye. Okay. Oh my god.
How's your camera battery doing?
I don't know.